Animal Crossing New Horizons was released over 5 years ago on March 20th, 2020. And like it or not, this game is cemented as one of the best-selling Switch games of all time. Hi, I'm Em, and this is Peach. I like to play games until I've 100%ed them, or my ADHD gives me major burnout, which is exactly what happened with New Horizons. With the Switch 2 on the horizons, there is inevitably a new Animal Crossing game in the near future. And I want to push my love of the series to the test. I'm going to play New Horizons every day for the entirety of 2025. And I'm going to see how close I can get to 100%ing it. That means a 5-star island, fully furnished museum, all the achievements, a complete catalog, including every DIY collected and crafted. It's a lot, and no time traveling. Is this even possible in 365 days? Probably not, but let's see how close I can get. This is month 1 of playing Animal Crossing New Horizons every day in 2025. Of course, starting this playthrough, I needed to do the unthinkable. Delete the island I hadn't thought about for years. I meet Timmy and Tommy to start my island getaway package. I almost reset because I got pears, my least favorite of the starting fruits. This might be a very long year. I see that my new neighbors are Flo and Billy, and Nook tells us that we get to choose where our homes will be. I, with no thought at all, put my tent to the right of the town center. Billy seems like he needs help, so I choose where his home goes. But I trust my girl Flo knows what she needs. Nook sent me out to gather what we need for a campfire, and I also grabbed some pear-like fruit while I'm at it. Turns out, they were pears the whole time. I can't believe I'm spending the rest of my life on an island with this man. Time to name the island. Oh boy, I gotta choose something cool, something I won't regret. Nailed it. I set up my cot to spend my first night of many on Flavor Town. A confusingly handsome dog playing a guitar tells me that my game is going to be set to real time, and it's actually going to stay that way. I won't be time traveling, and each day I'm only going to play about an hour. Let's see what happens. I wake up to find Nook standing outside my tent. Creepy, but he gives me a smartphone and a bill. He tells me bells are the currency here, which I guess he made up, but I can pay that bill with Nook miles. Another thing he made up. After grabbing a present from Nintendo themselves, I open my phone to accept my first 500 miles from the Nook Mileage program. I'm going to try to complete as many of these stamps as possible this year. If I get around 90% of them, I'll be happy. The present from Reggie is a simple DIY workbench recipe that I cannot learn. So I head to Nook's tent to ask about it. He tells me I can sell things to Timmy, and he's offering a DIY workshop that is mandatory. He sends me to find branches for a fishing rod that I make entirely on my own. I didn't know I could do that. Nook sends me a couple more recipes and tells me to go find a fish. Sure, I learned how to craft instantly. I'm sure I can catch fish too. Animal Crossing New Horizons, as of recording this, has over 8,000 items to collect. Yeah, some of that includes things like amiibo cards and each villager, but most of it's things like furniture, clothing, and stuff from the museum. Like this horse mackerel, and this dab, and this anchovy. Yes, I'm showing you each item I collect. This will get less chaotic later this year, but for now, here's a pond smelt and a bluegill. If it's a fish or a bug, I'll be trying to catch at least 4 of each because of the figures that I can trade 3 of them for with Flick and CJ. I just want to see how much of it is possible. I see Nook sent me the recipes for the campfire and the flimsy net. Each recipe counts, so that's 2 more off the list. Then when I make the flimsy net, there's another one. Is that making sense? Don't worry, I'm tracking all of this in an app that I'll explain on a calmer day. I give Nook the horse mackerel that he says he'll send to a friend, then I unlock the Critterpedia. Nook sends most of my finds to Blathers, that friend, and I receive some more DIY recipes, red pansy bags, and the watering can recipe before I'm sent out to do more chores. I'd rather make a snowman, to be honest. I remember that the body needs to be roughly the size of my character's body, and managed to build my first perfect snowboy. They give me a recipe for the ice wall and a large snowflake. That's chill. I catch a common butterfly, then a damselfly. I place the museum tent near the river and place the new critters I found nearby, so I can donate them when Blathers arrives. Then Billy gives me the ugliest hat, either as a gift or a prank, before I catch the paper kite butterfly and the bitterling. I tell Nook that I found a spot for the museum. You're welcome. I craft a flimsy axe and head out to collect wood to make a flimsy watering can. But my pockets are immediately full. Limited pocket space forces me to sell things, earning me some cold hard bells. I catch a yellow perch, and Flo gives me the recipe for a leaf umbrella. Then I craft the flimsy watering can and plant and water the red pansies outside my house, right before checking the Nook stop for the first time. I'll be here every day, if I remember, to get Nook miles, collect some of the seasonal furniture, and purchase some KK songs. Yes, I am even trying to collect all the songs. Day 2 starts with a broadcast from Nook talking about the airport. He also mentions that Blathers has moved to the island, and I care about that way more. I check my mailbox for everything I ordered from Nook Shopping yesterday. I also find oranges in the mail. My favorite fruit! Hooray! Since I don't currently have storage or walls, I throw everything on the floor. On the beach, I find my first message in a bottle from Diva, with a DIY for a wooden full-length mirror hidden inside. Then my fishing rod broke, but at least I got the Castmaster stamp. Unlocking that earned me enough miles that I'm able to pay off my first home loan. But Nook is tricky. He's right, I don't want to live in a tent, so I take out a loan of 98,000 bells so he can build a house for me. That's a real toxic relationship we're developing, Nook. He also sends me the Nook Miles Plus app, which gives me additional tasks to do in exchange for miles. I place the animals I've caught multiples of for the models, and make another perfect snowboy, earning me the Frozen Arch DIY. I bring the critters I saved inside to donate to Blathers, who wants me to look for fossils across the river. I mean to do that, but find a wasp outside. I worry about my pocket space, so I give Blathers every creature I found so far. Then I craft a shovel. I tried to buy a wetsuit with my Nook miles, but I forgot that items ship the next day. So I guess I'll be waiting another day to start diving. Then I find the money rock and a present I can't shoot down yet. Ooh, I'll get you one day, mysterious flying box. Back in Nook's tent, I finally make a vaulting pole and a simple DIY workbench, so I don't have to see Nook as often. The oranges get planted, rind and all. At last, I hop across the river and find those fossils. Blathers is thrilled, and I give him all the fossils I found. I'm 5 donations short to upgrade the museum, so I'm off to discover more things. I catch a black bass and get distracted by group stretching, cause, I don't know, I have ADHD. After catching my first squid, I drop my extra crafting materials near my workbench, then find a butterfly fish model, while shaking a tree. I catch a sea bass, the first of many, a red snapper, a can, which I cannot donate to the museum, and a crucian carp from the river. That's the 15 donations needed to upgrade the museum. Blathers is happy, and so am I. Not because of the success, but because I have enough Nook miles to get bigger pockets. I celebrate with buying some more limited time furniture pieces before saving and ending the day. Nook starts today by reminding me that the museum is upgrading today, and I start by watering my flowers until my can breaks. I hate tool durability mechanics, so I chop wood for a new can until... You've got to be kidding me. While wandering the beach, I find this unconscious bird. Turns out it's Gulliver. He was thrown from a ship and asked for my help to find his communicator parts buried in the sand. We'll be seeing a lot of him this year if all goes well. I dig up these bells and... I wish I was joking. While making new tools, I also randomly make a succulent plant because why not? I think it looks cute here. I fished up this tire and... Who have I angered? What have I done to deserve this? I catch a dung beetle and my snowman isn't quite there because of course it's not. I grab the message in a bottle, then catch a wharf roach. I drop off all my donations for the museum next to the under construction tent, then open the bottle to find a recipe for a butter churn. Say less. I find a couple communicator parts for Gulliver, say hi to Billy, then find a manila clam. Not helpful, but it does inspire me to create the fish bait recipe. On the first hit of this rock, I got gold, which feels super rare. I just had to brag before giving Gulliver back all of his communicator parts. I walk into Tom and Timmy having an in-depth discussion, but Tom stops it to tell me all about my loan, the Happy Home Academy, and the Nook Miles ticket he left for me at the airport that I promptly forgot about. Timmy asked for my help to gather materials to build a proper shop. I love this little guy, and I'm happy to help. After catching a carp, I'm off to gather 30 of each type of wood and 30 iron ore. Hitting this rock does lead to me catching a pill bug. I head inside to check out my walls for the first time. Really, I'm only upgrading my house for the storage. I immediately take advantage of that and unload everything from my mailbox, including a wooden low table recipe from the HHA. I can't believe you've done this. Picking up the gold gives me a new idea, and another axe breaks. To get the golden axe, I need to break 100 axes, and using flimsy axes is the easiest way to do this, but them breaking is still super annoying. It's so annoying that I decide to go diving as a break. Diving might be my favorite part of New Horizons. Here I find seaweed, an oyster, a sea anemone, an octopus, an acorn barnacle, and a sea cucumber. Then I fish up an olive flounder for the very first time. Good thing the museum's closed. I grace Timmy with the wood and hardwood needed for the new shop in exchange for an air circulator and a green honeycomb tile wall. While I'm in the tent, I pick up a karumatsu and KK stroll from Nook Shopping, and a smoker and a candle from Timmy himself. 6 new items from one trip here? Not too bad. I gather the rest of the 30 softwood to take to Timmy, and he gives me the dark parquet flooring as a thank you. And to reward myself, I exchange some of my Nook miles for pretty good tools recipes. As much as breaking tools today might have been hilarious, it was also a little infuriating. This should make things a little easier. Today I decided to use the wallpaper and flooring to make my house look a bit more like a home. It doesn't work, but it's a start. Gulliver sent me a tubatica? Gulliver sent me a tubatica. I'm so sorry for that pronunciation. Well, this is my fit now. I pick up everything by the museum and wake Blathers to congratulate him. We'll explore the museum later this year, but for now, he identifies my fossils and I donate loads of stuff, including a trilobite, a parasaur skull, and a Denoni torso? Oh god, I don't know. I catch a sea butterfly and a sea star, then it's back to the museum. With those, I gift Dear Blathers a left megalo side and an amber. I'm truly doing the most for this town's cultural development today. I decide to grab a Nook Miles ticket, hammock, KK Safari, and randomly a tricycle from the tent. I drop all my stuff on the ground and head to the airport, only for Orville to remind me Nook had left a ticket here for me already. Whoops. Finally, a vacation, and you've got to be kidding me. Well, at least I can grab coconuts here, and I get a shell rug recipe from the message in a bottle. With the Nook Mile tickets, if I'm not looking for a new villager, I'm here to hit rocks, catch new creatures like this pale chub, and today take some trees home. I'm stealing natural resources. Cool to do in Animal Crossing, bad to do in real life. Back home, I plant my new trees, deliver 30 iron nuggets to Timmy, earning the shop construction kit, officially bringing capitalism to this deserted island. I plant some coconuts, and while shaking trees, I find an old-fashioned alarm clock and a high-end stereo. Then I found a wooden block chest recipe on the beach. I chose a spot across the river for the Nookling shop and make sure to check in with Billy and his new walls. Timmy is thrilled and says the shop will open tomorrow. But I'm back in the water, baby. I found a sea slug, Dungeness crab, and a scallop. Oh, who is that? This is Pascal, an otter who wants my scallops and leaves me with amazing words of wisdom. Very deep. I complete this diving session, finding a pearl, a second scallop, and a whelk. Blathers identifies a fossil as a triceratops, and I donate that and everything else I found in the museum. I realize the thing Pascal gave me for the scallop is the recipe for the mermaid dresser, and when Billy offers me some iron that I needed to finish the shop, I decide I've had enough for today. During the morning announcements, Tom Nook's phone goes off. Wildly unprofessional. The Happy Home Academy has rated my house with a B, which is fair because I'm just putting random stuff everywhere. But they sent me a sofa, so no hard feelings. With the stereo I found in a tree, I'm able to put the KK songs I've been collecting somewhere that isn't the floor. I run into Daisy May, thus beginning my journey with the stock market, Animal Crossing's version of child-friendly gambling. I'm gonna need to make it big with turnips eventually, but for now, I just buy what I can. Flo wants to talk to me, and she teaches me my first reaction, joy. I'm going to be trying to collect all the reactions this year. Like I said, I'm trying to do it all. Using the better recipes, I make my first fishing rod and net. I will be making dozens more of these this year. It's a little intimidating to think about. From today's message in a bottle, I learned the aroma pot recipe. I accidentally make a perfect giant snowman, earning me the frozen counter recipe. After hitting the money rock, I try to catch the pill bug, but my pockets, shockingly, again are full. At Nook's Cranny, I run into video game's second most popular blue hedgehog. Hopefully she'll set up her shop on the island one day, but for now, I gotta clear my inventory. With all these extra bells, I buy a slingshot, both the DIY for beginners and test your skills DIY recipe packets, and the pitfall seed recipe. With new storage space, I move the extra critters I've collected inside. I donate the Diplotail fossil to the museum, then head back to resident services where Tom Nook asks me to help build homes for 3 new residents. 'Cause he didn't. I'll cover for your false advertising this time, Tom. He gives me the bridge construction kit, and I pick up the tool ring that I never use. I also grab the Pop Hairstyles Custom Design Pro Editor and the stylish hairstyles because I got Nook miles to burn. I chop some trees, finally pop a balloon, gifting me a metal can, and craft a handful of log stakes to make the bridge construction kit. I think the bridge should go here, because it's super annoying to have to use my vaulting pole to just go sell all my seashells. I pick up a Nanakusa Gayu, a Marine Song 2001, and a 1-Up Mushroom from the Nook shopping terminal before picking up 3 housing kits from Nook. I place all 3 housing plots kind of randomly, kind of against the cliffs. I conquer the dreaded sky balloon and catch a citrus longhorned beetle. I donate that and a plesio tail to the museum. Using the ladder recipe Nook sent me, I'm able to scale the cliffs of Flavortown and catch a Raja's brookwing butterfly. In order to get new villagers to arrive, I have to make 3 indoor and outdoor items for each housing plot. I start with the 3rd and fairly quickly finish all the required furniture. I move on to working on the 2nd house, but take a break to buy out the furniture at Nook's Cranny. I'll try to do this as often as money allows. I head up to the cliffs to pick mum flowers for a mum's wreath to finish up the indoor items for plot 2. I donate a parasaur torso to wrap out the day. During his announcements, Nook mentions a suspicious character roaming the island, and it turns out he's at my house. Also, we're cousins? Makes sense to me. I learned the bamboo shelf recipe from the bottle on the beach, and I head to Blathers with some fossils. Wild that I'm already getting duplicates, but I'm glad that he can take the mammoth skull. The gift I shot down and forgot about from yesterday held the DIY for frozen floor tiles. Nook is thrilled that I'm making progress with the housing plots. He should be. He doesn't have to do anything. To reward myself, I grab some cool hairstyles with my Nook miles. This might be the 3rd or 4th time I've restarted my island, so I'm blitzing through these crafting sessions as best I can. I finish up housing plot number 2, and I really mean to work on the first plot, but I get distracted, making a disproportionate large snowman. Then I get doubly distracted and go diving. The first thing I find? A scallop. Pascal leaves me with some great wisdom. I love watching this weirdo float away. I make my way to the mysterious boat at the top of my island to talk with Red. When he visits, I need to try to find the real art he's selling amongst the fake ones. I failed art history, so I use a website to find that the wistful painting is the real deal. I also pick up a cypress plant and a drying rack while I'm here. I decide to do a bit of deforesting on the top levels of the island, just in case I want to change things around later. I donate a Diplo pelvis to Blathers before making my way back to house plot number 1. Thanks to all the tree chopping, crafting everything is a breeze, meaning I've furnished all the plots. A normal Animal Crossing New Horizons video might take this as an opportunity to villager hunt. I could make several videos doing that, but I've got 1 Nook Miles ticket. I don't like him. I'd rather risk a different weird villager. I spend so much time chasing down this lobster. Like, so much time. I sell practically my whole inventory, and that's enough to pay off my loan. I had to do that, but Nook interrupts me to say I did a great job on the houses and hands me 50 fences. You're a strange one, Nook, but I pay off my loan anyways. I pick up Agent KK and the recipes for the green bamboo and iron fences. I have to leave and re-enter the tent to be prompted to upgrade my house again, which I absolutely will for, 198,000 bells. At least the yellow roof will be cute. I dump the rest of the money into furniture and wallpaper, all in the name of helping the local economy. Nook tells me that Norma has joined Flavortown, and he's hosting a mandatory customization workshop at the resident services tent. I stop by Flo's house, and she shares a tension pole rack DIY with me. Okay, girl, get it. Build stuff from scratch. Billy gives me something to decorate the island. A manhole cover. Yeah, this'll really spruce up the place. I donate some fossils and a lobster to Blathers, then find a hippie dog wandering around. Turns out this is Harvey, or Harv? Unclear, but he invites me to his island. Another thing to add to the to-do list. I meet Norma, and there are worse villagers in Animal Crossing. I'm sorry, I don't like the normal villagers. I donate a couple more fossils, a smart decision, then accidentally eat the turnips, a stupid mistake. Well, now I gotta go use a Nook Miles ticket, so it wasn't a complete waste. On this island, I steal some trees, collect a pearl oyster, a tire, and a boomerang recipe. Not a super productive trip, but at least I have way more coconut trees now. Greenery is on the brain while I sell my weeds to leaf and buy some seasonal shrubbery. I try to plant it, but Harvey, get out of the, move! I decide to go to another island and wow, I'm glad I came because the oarfish is kinda rare. I let Blathers blather on about it. I buy out Nook's Cranny's furniture selection again, and I also grab the ladder setup kit recipe before continuing my shopping spree by picking up KK Dirge and the simple wooden fence recipe. Through my excellent powers of guessing, I bring another snowboy to life before weeding most of my island to sell weeds to leaf at double the price. Then I clear him out of his flower seeds and try to set up an area for flower breeding near the beach. With that beautiful blue hedgehog watching from afar, Tom Nook tells me that Twiggy has officially moved on to Flavortown. I run to gossip with Flo about our new neighbor and give her a ventilation fan, and she gives me a long pleather coat, practically begging me to change out of this wetsuit. I decide today I'll sell my small batch of turnips, but work on clearing out this area for my wheat starts first. This sky gift is a beach towel, which I promptly place. Who says decorating the beaches is hard? I make and customize a wooden wardrobe at Nook's Customization Workshop before picking up KK Lovers and a leaf print wetsuit. If I'm going to be in a wetsuit all the time, I want it to be cute. I find the deer decoration recipe on the beach and place a few more fences around my flowers because I don't understand flower breeding yet. I change because I've got a fashionable hedgehog to impress. In my closet Matrix cosplay, I start to buy out everything Mabel has to sell, and then I got locked out. When I was recording this day, I was evacuated from the LA fires to a homestead in Arizona, and, well, at least I had a beautiful view to look at while I waited for someone to let me back inside. After that, I got this recipe for a snowflake pochette. After an hour after starting to talk to Mabel, I bought one of everything she had and immediately put my wetsuit back on to pick up a snowflake wreath recipe. After selling stuff off, I donated an anklo skull and torso to Blathers. I then stretched, sold my turnips, and caught a boot. Then I crafted some fish bait and a snowflake pochette, met Twiggy, and grabbed the mum crown recipe from Norma. I ended the day finding a fishing boat flag in a tree, probably from Gulliver's Travels. Today, Rex moved into Flavortown. Lazy villagers are my favorites. I have high hopes for this boy. Norma gifted me something popular from where she's from. A table lamp. You seem cool, Norma. Really cool. I did a bit of stretching in my wetsuit, of course, then found Twiggy crafting a cardboard table. That's just a box, but I don't tell her that. While forging on the beach, I ran into Billy and gave him the table lamp from earlier in exchange for a down jacket. Today's beach-bound bottle held the recipe for the rose crown. And I donated the Megacera skull, Spinotorso, Jeremiah, Ophthalmo skull, and anklo tail to my buddy Blathers. 5 new fossils feels pretty good. The tune today was KK Corral, and shocking no one, I bought it. While shaking trees, I found my first bagworm. Gross. I grabbed 2 fence recipes with my Nook Miles, the iron and stone one, and the vertical board fences. Clearing up my upper levels, I plucked a bunch of weeds and chopped a bunch of trees. I also made the biggest perfect snowboy yet, earning me the frozen pillar DIY. In checking my mail today, I got Luna's bed and a vacuum cleaner. Homely. The wistful painting I grabbed from Red was a real one, so into the museum it went. I don't want to say Rex might be a little lame, but he might be. To end the day, I bought some furniture and the Wildest Dreams DIY from Nook's Cranny, unlocking even more recipes. Resident Services is closed to upgrade today, and I found Gulliver on the beach again. I wish I partied like this bird. Gathering his buried communicator parts is easy, but I get distracted with today's message in the bottle. It's a DIY recipe of large cardboard boxes. They can't all be winners. I start to design a mussel beach like we have here in Southern California. I finish helping Gulliver before even more birds want my attention. Twiggy gave me a cassette tape, and Flo gave me coveralls with arm covers, after I accidentally gave her Luna's bed. I regret this. I tend to my flowers before catching a goldfish in the pond. Barging in to get a bone door plate recipe from Rex was a necessary evil that I will be doing again. From this balloon, I got a shower set, then donated 5 new fossils to the museum. A Diplo skull, Iguanodon skull, Brachio tail, Tricera skull, and Mammoth torso. This was my first football fish catch. And a happy perfect snowboy gave me an ice wand recipe because I brought him to life. You're welcome. Another balloon yielded some cute rubber toe sneakers, and a little bit of diving led to finding a mantis shrimp and a Venus flower basket. I shot the third balloon into the water, definitely on purpose, so I could get the lost treasure stamp. The second best dog in Animal Crossing has finally made her way to Flavortown. Hey girl! Getting the resident services building really feels like I'm committed to this challenge now. After buying the Ultimate Pocket Stuffing Guide, Bamboo Lattice Fence, and Stone Fence recipes, Nook tells me it's time to get to work to get KK's Slider to visit Flavortown. The first thing to do? Build a campsite. It's a priority, but I get distracted. I catch a koi fish first, then Billy yells at me. Too much pre-workout, I think. I donate that fish, along with a patchy tail and left Petra wing to the museum. About that campsite. I've been chopping a lot of trees, so I've already got all the materials I need. But Rex interrupts me to present the symbol of our new friendship, an iron frame. Yeah, I was caught off guard, so this admittedly distracted me, and I went to see Nook to talk about building a new incline. Then I remembered I needed to craft the campsite. Smoke was coming from Flo's house, and inside she was crafting a wooden table mirror. When thinking about placing this incline, I wanted a path next to Nook's cranny that would get me to the next level. It was a little hard to place, but I think it'll look cute when it's done. I cleared some weeds to clean up this level, then found a centipede while hitting a rock. Knocking down this sky present made me realize the back right of my island is the perfect place to hide my campsite. I think it could be fun here, for now. Today's hot item was a campfire, so I made one of those and a cardboard table to sell at the cranny. Traumatized from the last time Mabel was here, I cautiously buy out her whole inventory. Today was supposed to be the first fishing tournament of the year, but I guess since my resident service just upgraded, I'm being forced to miss that event. I'm definitely bummed, but I knew going into this that perfection without time traveling was gonna be impossible. It just sucks that I missed out on something this cool this early. I decided to visit Harv's Island and his photo studio to make things feel a little less bad. And today, being thanked by Nook for doing his job and grabbing the song Stale Cupcakes. Feels appropriate. It's Turnip Sunday. I bought what I could. Yes, I did accidentally eat some, then I came back later to play in the evening. I went through my mail and got a lot of cool presents. Nook's leotard, a turban, and an HHA pennant. I harvest my wheat for the first time. I'm reminded of other games I've played on this channel. Flo insists on showing me the disagreement reaction, but then she compliments me, so no hard feelings. I change my title on my passport to Casual Trash. Very fitting. Rex gives me the DIY for the sauna heater, and I try my best to make a perfect snowboy. Sometimes your best isn't good enough, and you just have to live with that. This hermit crab made a fool of me, and I vowed to catch one before the day was over. I thought this shell might be one, but I was tricked for a second time. Embarrassing. The ironwood clock recipe was in today's beach bottle. I love this set. The spider scared me when it fell from a tree. This is a horror game. Confirmed. I took that beast as well as a diplo tail and a stego tail to the museum where they belong. Sable was back again this evening and she requested I find a place for her to set up shop. Anything for you, girly. I catch a moth outside of Nook's, then sell out my inventory. For me, it's most convenient to have my shops close to each other, so that's exactly what I do. Clothes are a huge part of the 8,000 plus things I've got to collect, and this will hopefully make things go way faster. I pick up the song Neapolitan and the pull-up bar from the daily shopping selection. Then I grab the lattice fence recipe, straw fence recipe, pro decorating license, and the hip reaction collection, because I had miles to spare. I planted some tulips, then saw a single shooting star. Pretty. A gift I shot down earlier contained a protein shaker bottle, and after much emotional turmoil, I caught that blasted hermit crab. To end the day, I bought out most of Mabel's inventory. People say the villagers are dull in New Horizons, but hearing Flo talk about dinosaur mortgages makes me laugh. To thank her, I gave her some heart shades and got a flame tea in return. This will one day be part of my final form. I found a star fragment on the beach from my wish yesterday before donating a Megacero tail, moth, and a dace to Blathers, who was actually awake this time. Norma and Twiggy were singing together in the plaza while Billy was creepily standing nearby in the corner. Bad vibes, but I did end up saying yes when he invited himself to my house. He caught me off guard. What was I supposed to do? He gave me a round space heater and a toilet cleaning set. I don't think there are two worse housewarming gifts. Get out of my house, Billy. Despite how weird he is, I gave him a protein shaker bottle and got a boa fleece back. Jock villagers are the strangest ones, I swear. Another day, another imperfect snow person, and a pirate seagull washed up on the beach. Gullivar dropped his communicator in the ocean, and 4 feet away, I found it. I was inspired to dive a bit on my own and found my first sweet shrimp. I sniped a Victorian dress out of the sky. Rex gave me the shell fountain DIY, and Nook reminded me I need to check out the campsite. I have to take whoever the first campsite villager is. I hope they're decent. With my Nook miles, I grabbed the Zen fence, donation box, and drinking fountain DIYs before buying KK Kumi to round up this ABD shopping trip. Moment of truth. It could be worse. Welcome to Flavortown, Roswell. Today's bottle DIY was the fruit wreath, and I found this rattan vanity from a balloon and a soft serve lamp from a tree. Later, I scared a ghost. This is Wisp, and I have to find the 5 parts of his spirit that flew away when he screamed, because I'm a helpful person. While searching, I found my first emperor butterfly and donated that, the sweet shrimp, and a right quetzal wing to Blathers before catching my first tarantula. With the last piece caught, Wisp gives me a jukebox as a thank you. Seems like a fair trade, I suppose. Nook gives me a housing plot to place for Roswell and tells me that in order to have more villagers, I need to pay for their housing plots. Boy, if I could do business like you, Nook, I wouldn't end my days buying a ring con and a pipe. Yesterday was unexpectedly busy. I'm sure today will be... Damn it. After crafting a new watering can, I read today's bottle DIY recipe for stacked fish containers. I accidentally gave Twiggy my new jukebox in exchange for a table setting. Feels like I got the worst end of the deal here. I've broken the streak of subpar snowboys just to receive a DIY for a frozen table. Close by, I find a lost item and start to look for its owner. I find Rex staring at a money tree, so I cut it down. I'm in a silly mood today. He tells me this item is, you guessed it, Twiggy's. They give me a faux shearling coat as a thank you for returning their mysterious object. Up on the cliff, I find CJ, who asked me to catch some fish for his live stream. My D-tier internet fame is sure to rack up viewers for him. Bing, bang, boom. Challenge done. I grab some squid to ask CJ to ask his partner to make me a real-life blooper statue. I spend some time catching more fish to sell CJ until Rex insists on giving me a fast food uniform. Not sure what he's trying to tell me with that one. I donate one, count 'em, one new fossil to the museum, an ammonite. I sell the school of fish I've caught to CJ for some bells, before learning to craft a golden samurai suit from Billy. Nook and Isabel are excited about how successful the campsite was. I grab the log fence, brick fence, manhole cover, and stone tablet DIYs with my miles before buying today's KK song, KK Bashment. Flo chases me down to install this outdoor air conditioner. She says it's for the island, but I know the truth. When I water my wheat, it's almost like I'm playing Stardew Valley again. But then I get a dark bamboo rug DIY from a message in a bottle, and it brings me back to being stuck on an island with a raccoon for eternity. At least I'll have this inflatable sofa and serving cart from Nook's Cranny to make Flavortown a little more homey. The stock market has failed me with a decreasing pattern, so I decide to sell at a loss. I know that thanks to my trusty app. I love you, ACNH Pocket Guide. I visit Flo's place to complain about the economy, but she shuts me up with a dark wooden mosaic wall DIY as a distraction. I make a drinking fountain and an ironwood clock and place the fountain in front of the museum. With Nook Miles, I grab the country fence, stone tablet, and brick well DIYs. I pay off my loan while I'm here too, purely for more storage. Decorating my house fully will come way later this year. I immediately take out another large loan, followed by getting mocked for an imperfect snowman. This sky present had a study desk. I will keep this in my house for at least 2 more months as of writing this. I went through a breakup, so I dyed my hair blonde in Animal Crossing. I'm fine. I pop down a new plot and get to crafting. I make a frozen counter, frozen table, and a snowflake wreath. I'm hoping to get most of the snowboy furniture made this season, but I have winter to make up for any I miss. After hitting a rock, I craft a stone tablet and a pitfall seed. I then bury and fall in the pitfall seed hole to unlock even more stamps. To finish up, I craft a brick oven, because I think it would look cute by my farm. At the museum, I'm able to donate the Diplo neck, Diplo chest, and Patchy skull. You thought I was done? Nope. Snow person head, crafted. Frozen pillar, crafted. Frozen floor tiles, also crafted. And finally, a recycled can thumb piano. for a little music. I was crafting so much today because I wanted to see how many more snowflakes I need to finish the Frozen Furniture series, but I forgot to do the math. This doesn't make great content, but I think I'm pretty close now. Today is the first day the Able Sisters shop is open, and I celebrate by buying a new outfit. I'm limiting myself to one shopping trip a day, adding yet another obstacle to this challenge. I'll add what pieces of clothing I buy to the end card of each day. I find a shaved ice maker while shaking trees and set it up in the shopping center before learning Shocked from Billy and picking up the top 6 stylish haircuts packet with my Nook Miles. Yesterday ended with Billy, and today is starting with him too. He gives me an outdoor table to try to convince KK to come to town. I'm sure that will work. I find a lost item which Billy tells me might be Rex's. This lazy boy is 4 feet away and happy to have his picture book back. He gives me a basketball tank to say thank you. Flo showed me how to make a golden gear apparatus. What is she planning? Why is she making this? Anyway, Flick is here for the first time, and I have been waiting for this emo lizard. I can give him 3 of the same bugs that I catch to make a collectible, and you already know I'm trying to get all the collectibles too. I'll be back for you, sir, with bugs. This perfect snow boy gives me the DIY for the frozen partition, meaning there's more snow crafting in my future. I grab some common butterflies and take 3 to Flick to ask for a sculpture. I shoot down a mic stand and find a DIY for scattered papers on the beach. While visiting Roswell, he asked me what kind of books I read, which is weird, because I'd bet my life that this gator can't read. With Blathers, I donate an, Anomalocaris? Nope, Anomalocaris. And Stegotorso before being congratulated by Nook and Isabella about my house upgrade that I'd completely forgotten about. I grabbed the Wavebreaker DIY before being told to organize my belongings. Rude. I wish there was another pack upgrade in this game. I order a fiery cheer megaphone and football rug to celebrate Super Bowl season, I guess. Outside I find Rex thinking, which is never a good sign. He bought too many fragrance sticks and gives me one. Thanks, sweet boy. I design and buy a wild new outfit at the Able Sisters. I make a frozen partition and a mini DIY workbench so I can start crafting in the warmth of my poorly decorated home. There I make a rocking chair and a tension pole rack. I want to eventually turn this back room into my streaming room. This shelf thing is a cool start. At Nook's Cranny, I buy a studio spotlight, squat toilet, kettle, and a book. This place is truly a one-stop shop. We've got a new neighbor moving to Flavortown today. I wonder what they'll be like. When I play New Horizons at night, I like to start the day by stretching. This will show me if Celeste is here, and then I'll know to look out for shooting stars. Even without Celeste, though, it turns out there are shooting stars tonight. I hang out for a bit to make some wishes, then find Red at the back of my island. After an unfortunate zoom in, I buy the Gallant statue, which after a close inspection and checking online, I'm confident it's real. I pick up a sturdy sewing box and a floor sign before making more wishes. You can get up to 20 star fragments the next day from wishes, so I use the Nook Miles page Wishes Come True to see I only need a couple more to hit my max of 20. This is a super helpful tip that I think I saw in one of Dagnall's videos, so shout out to him. Yeah, I think I'm gonna like this villager. Billy gives me a DIY for a glowing moss pond. Well, I didn't know there was glowing moss in this game. What a way to find out. A brand new Perfect Snow Boy teaches me how to make a frozen mini snow person. Ironic. I love not waking Blathers up at night. It makes me feel less guilty for all the free fossil appraisals. Here's an iguanodon torso, plesio torso, and a plesio skull. Wild that I can fit all these things in my pockets. I cannot believe I didn't buy turnips this week. I will not make this mistake again, I swear. I bought a handcart, then I grabbed a rope fence DIY, exploring new eye colors, top 4 fab hairstyles, starry cheer megaphone, KK ragtime, and bear tea to try to heal the pain of stocks FOMO with a shopping haul. I donated extra funds to the stone staircase and decided I wanted to make an orchard tonight. I eat some pears, which I would never do in real life, to move pear trees and orange trees. While redecorating, I found Norma, who had gotten in a fight with Roswell, so it's up to me to fix their friendship. I deliver a kid's smock, which is truly an appropriate gift for this alligator. I should have said I hate this top, though. He wears it all the time. But I couldn't have known that, and I need the glass holder with candle that he gives me. I plant the orange trees and tell Norma how great I am before getting a new fit at the Able Sisters. I look like an off-Broadway extra in Oliver Twist. Too niche? Time to gather the star fragments, and I'm hoping for the Zodiac season special star fragment. Oh, here it is. Today's bottle recipe is an orange end table. While checking my mail, Flo runs up to give me an astronaut suit. Thanks, I guess. I donate a Dione tail and the gallant statue to Blathers, confirming that Red did not sell me a fake. I guess Roswell hated my Popper Boy outfit so much that he gave me vivid leggings. Not the vibe, bro. Take a hint. A freshly born snowboy gives me the frozen chair recipe while a balloon sneaks by in the corner. After accidentally getting stung by a wasp, I decide to get stung by a second one to earn a new stamp. I set up a new housing plot and visit Rex to get the recipes for medicine, because I got hurt real bad, and a cardboard chair. With the Nooklings, I buy a bathroom towel rack, go board, old-fashioned alarm clock, and an oil lamp, adding 4 more items to this monstrous goal. I continued my daily shopping spree in resident services, picking up body paint costume tips, pro camera app, and the Simple Well DIY. I talked to Isabel to see my mild efforts to beautify this island have been a waste, so I decide to pick up and place another housing plot to trick some poor sucker to move here. While clearing land, I find a director's chair in a tree before continuing to do Nook's job for him. After jumping in the river, I scare Wisp again. I will be gathering their pieces. I feel bad every time this happens. Back at mine, I craft a brick well because I think it would look good for the orchard. But before I can leave, Billy barges into my home and gives me a peach. I'm grateful, but get out! You don't live here! I craft a couple tiki torches to try to liven up the beach before learning pleased from Norma. I plant the peach and find Wisp's pieces, earning me a baby bear. I settle a dancing-based argument for Billy and Twiggy on the beach before making and placing an old-fashioned wash tub by Rex's. With my wasp sting front and center, I buy a new outfit and pick up the gray vinyl flooring for some reason. I rearrange my flowers to what I think are better breeding formations and get a rad power skirt suit from the sky. I tell Twiggy not to leave Flavortown only because I don't have her picture yet. She will leave one day. They all will. My day ends with one more shopping spree, buying a frog tee, KK Rock, and Luigi's outfit. It's Sunday morning, and I'm here for one thing. Turnips. But first, today's bottle DIY. Stacked magazines? I'm shocked I had to be taught this one. Oh, also Norma fought with another villager? Girl, you're messy. I take her apology gift to Rex anyways. You gotta figure your stuff out, Norma girl. I find Sweet Daisy May by the museum after looking across the whole island for her and buy what turnips I can afford. I donate a coprolite to the museum and sell my inventory to buy even more turnips. I won't be messing up again. Find a lost book on my way back to the Turnip Princess and spend all my money on these roots. Flo tells me the book I found is Roswell's, so I climb back up the cliffs to deliver this notebook. I really gotta finish that staircase. Today I meet Label for the first time. She's the high fashion one of the Able Sisters. She asks me to show her an everyday outfit theme and gives me a humble sweater to inspire me. I place a new flooring in my streaming room, then get changed. Label loves what I've done and gives me a LaBelle knit shirt and promises to send me a tailor's ticket in the mail as a thank you. With the daily visitor out of the way, I learn how to make an apple wall at Flo's and check out who my new villager will be. If I knew then what I know now, I would have gone villager hunting. I learned the DIY for a kettlebell from today's bottle and immediately decide I need to make one for Billy. I grab some green wrapping paper because it's time to start gift giving. I now try to remember to give a gift to each villager every day to increase their friendship. There's some math to giving the best gifts, but for now I just give any extra fossils or random things that I want to get rid of. I buy a gas range, spinning wheel, microwave, and rotary phone before hearing from Rex that Norma is sick. Probably from being so messy. I give Rex the gas range and receive a kettle, then it's back to the cranny for medicine and off to the cow's home to deliver. She gives me a student cap as a thanks. I should have worn a mask. She might have mad cow disease. I probably will cut that out. I gather coconuts and shells before giving life to a perfect snowboy who teaches me how to make a frozen tree. Roswell thinks I would look good in a sailor's hat, and I don't know how to take that. So I immediately buy a new wardrobe to shake the confusion. I give Roswell a nice coat, and he gives me a fishing vest. What is he trying to tell me? I pick up KK Milonga and drop a T-Rex skull off with Blathers. I wrap my extra fossils to gift one to Flo and receive a diner uniform. Thank you, I think. With my Nook Miles, I pick up the Imperial Fence and Spiky Fence DIYs before crafting and placing a destination signpost. Decorating. Grandpa Octavian wants to contribute to decorating the island by giving me Mrs. Flamingo. That's enough of today, I think. Isabel, you will come to regret calling this a good day. A terror has come to our home. Allie. Also, Celeste is here. She's Blather's little sister and gives me a Star Wand DIY. When she's here, it means there's shooting stars. Spoilers, I forgot to wish on a single star today. Whoops. I also found the standard umbrellas stand DIY on the beach. Apparently, Flick is here too. The island is crowded today. I go to say hi to this alligator and she immediately tells me to leave. I should have taken that more seriously. New fossils are getting rarer, but I still donate my Milocuminigia. I'm not trying that again. Right Petra Wing and Dunkilostus. I'm trying my best, and I know it's not very good. I bring Flick 3 wasps for the model inspiration, then head to see the Nooklings about buying a piece that looks a lot like me. I find Roswell crafting unusual, and he gives me the DIY for open wooden shelves. I pick up more DIYs for barbed wire fence, stall, and stone arch before buying a rabbit tee and the song Spring Blossoms. Isabel once again humbles me. A 2-star rating? At least Flavortown is improving. Flo teaches me laughter. Shocked I didn't know that one, because my island is a joke. Then I give her a microwave, and she calls me a gives me a bear costume. Same thing. I pick up a rock guitar, hamster cage, and fax machine before making a standard umbrella stand. Open wood shelves, bonfire, and a wave breaker at home. I place some of these items around my island to try and empty my mailbox a little bit. I also make some recycled boots before making slight progress on my friendship with Sable, and buy some more clothes that I accidentally wore out of the changing room. Another new neighbor joins the island today, Chevra. I hope they're decent. I found the DIY for the floral swag in a bottle. I have no idea what this could be. While Billy's carbo-loading, I give him a kettlebell and he gives me a nurse's jacket. Then I find a lost item on the ground next to Roswell, who must have dropped it just so I can pick it up. I sell my humble batch of turnips today for a bit of profit before getting a frozen bed DIY from a new snowboy. Chevra is a goat. Oh, like goat cheese. Huh. Funny. Sahara is here on Flavortown today. She sells rugs and unique flooring and wallpaper you can only get from her. With my turnip money, I buy out her whole stock, getting 6 new items, including Sahara's tickets. Octavian doesn't have a bed. I have questions, but I'm thankful for the apron. Twiggy's crafting a shell music box and gives me the DIY for it. If you're looking for cardboard boxes, the only place I found them is in the recycling bin when new villagers move in. I purchased the block fence DIY, new reactions notebook, block, question mark block, the K-Funk, and number 1 shirt while I'm at resident services. I bring tons of fossils for Blathers to appraise, but only end up donating a T-Rex torso and an Archelon tail. New fossils are definitely getting harder to find now. I pick up a speed bag and have a lovely conversation with Sable and Mabel. I love the lore of the Able sisters. I want to know everything about them. Of course, I can't go say hi without buying more items for my expanding wardrobe. We've got a campsite villager today. If they're really cool, maybe I'll build a plot for them. Excuse me, Gulliver, gotta pick up this bottle real quick. You know, after that big head comment, I don't even want to help this bird, but he clearly can't help himself. My shovel broke, so after making a new one, I check out that bottle recipe for a pretty tulip wreath. After, I pop a balloon, finding a tie-dye skirt. Allie thought of a rustic stone wall recipe while daydreaming. Of course you did, Allie. I grab some red wrapping paper and gift a knit hat to Octavian. This is probably the best gift I give this whole month. Look how adorable he is. I give the king of Flavortown a down jacket, and he gives me a throwback wrestling figure. Turns out, I'm Sable's favorite customer. I'm very proud, and immediately spending more money. Fashion is my passion. Finally, I understand flower breeding a bit more, and spend time mixing up my roses. Okay, Chevra with the double bed. Gonna have someone over, girly? I found some pink mums that bred organically. Love a happy accident. Just like me. Okay, so the camping villager is Stinky. I think people like him. I'm not sure. What do you think about Stinky? I decide not to take him. Is everyone gonna be mad? I'm sorry. Twiggy is convinced that in order to get a famous star to visit our island, I need to put out a garbage bin. Is she trying to sabotage this island beautification project? I end my day grabbing a football cheer megaphone, KK Aria, and a blue shanty wall from the recycling bin. I love free things. What a lovely evening. To buy clothes I'll never wear. Oh good, rearranging my flowers worked. There's a new orange tulip. 3 more fossils for Blathers today. I'm donating the left Quetzal wing, shark tooth pattern, and the brachio skull. I go to visit Octavian and... Twiggy, what are you doing here? I've got my eye on you. Allie gives me the Imperial Pot DIY, and Rex stops to give me an item to draw KK Slider to Flavortown. A retro gas pump. Sir, there are no cars here. I place it anyway and start a pile of DIY recipes I've already learned. 24 days in with a repeat from a bottle is not a great sign. Billy yells at me. Again, creatine isn't for everyone. I craft an imperial pot, butter churn, and a donation box, which I place by the museum. I give Rex the butter churn because, I don't know, he seems like he could get into butter. He gives me a jockey uniform. Fair trade. That does inspire me to change my look to, well, look a bit more like me. I find Rex petrified of a tarantula. Luckily, I'm there to save the day. I harvest my fruit trees with a flimsy axe and plant a few new ones. A sky balloon contains some round frame glasses, which I immediately change into. Is there a delay while playing Animal Crossing through OBS, or am I just that bad at fishing? The answer might be both. From Leaf, I grab some sugarcane starts, which I plant. Flo interrupts my rock smashing to teach me cold chill, and I pay off my incline. Took long enough. I give Norma a gift-wrapped fossil, and she gives me a jester costume. Can I hate her yet? While diving, I find my first abalone and red king crab. In resident services, I pick up a sloppy sofa. Ew. Chino pants, KK gumbo, a lighthouse, and a fountain DIY. I spend some time placing a pipe and going through my mail before placing the entire Tower of Pisa by my museum. This game is wild. My first purple rose. I'm thrilled and confused on what my next step to a blue rose is. Roswell's crafting again. He made log stakes. Wonder how difficult that was to figure out. While diving, I find a scallop, which summons Pascal. Haven't seen him in a bit. Hello, friend. As soon as I finish changing, Twiggy bursts in. Was she peeking through my windows? Freak. She gives me a fired up kanji tea, and I not so politely urge her to leave. With Nook Miles, I pick up the corrugated iron fence and the custom design Pro Editor Plus. Then we celebrate the new incline that I funded 95% of. Yay for me! I mean, us! With that finished, I decide I want another bridge and a new plot of land. We're making big moves today, people. I plant the bridge kit by the museum and the housing plot next to Billy's. To celebrate, I buy some outdoor shorts, a Rossetti model, a bean tossing kit, and a fire flower. With the hedgehogs, I get a bit more lore about Label and pick out some new pieces for my wardrobe. I place this lighthouse that I was carrying in my pockets and am inspired to go for a little dive. Then I get this special shot of a balloon that I just have to hit with my slingshot. After taking it down, I find the frozen fence DIY in the present. The HHA has awarded my humble abode with a B ranking, earning me a bronze HHA plaque. This does make me realize that, just like Octavian, I don't have a bed, so I craft and customize a wooden simple bed. I get a bit distracted making a tire toy, frozen chair, and simple well before placing my new bed. For the first time since day one, I think about taking a nap. But there's too much to do. I give Twiggy a megaphone because she always screaming, and she gives me a board game. Billy shows me how to make a pear hat. I would have loved to see how he made the first pear hat. I place the simple well and pluck a pink and purple rose. This is progress. Today's bottle contains a bamboo speaker DIY. At Rex's, I find Chevra. Interesting. I didn't know you two knew each other. I spend 75 grand on turnips because Sundays are for gambling. I use what little I have left over to buy some yellow pansy bags. I've started looking at this flower breeding guide and think I've been doing it a bit wrong this whole time. Whoops. Another perfect snowboy teaches me ice flooring, and this pink tulip assures me I'm on the right track now. I've never really looked at Roswell's house. I'm glad he likes it. Norma gets a gift. I get a plain do-rag in return. After selling some stuff, I buy even more turnips before Octavian stops to give me a pond stone. I put it right here. To get rid of materials, I craft a bunch of stuff that I sell to the Nooklings before buying a tape deck, judge's bell, and floating biotope planter. To continue purchasing, I grab the outdoor bath and silo DIYs and KK Fugue before finding a dirty tank top in the recycling bin. Gross! Isabel says we've got a visitor at the campsite today. I'll say hi to them later. I almost immediately find the bottle on the beach with the Beekeeper's Hive DIY. Next, I'm off to see Blathers to donate a brachiochest and an Archaeopteryx. I might have got that one. I need to keep up with purchasing new furniture, so I grab a bathroom sink, mama bear, and sturdy sewing box. I really should be doing this with flooring and wallpaper in the cabinet, but I can't be bothered right now. Twiggy stops me to give me a DIY for a signpost before I stretch to see if Celeste is here. No luck tonight. Well, that's what I thought until I saw her. I love Agent S. She's moving to Flavortown. Allie, someone I'm much less happy to see, gives me the ironwood cupboard DIY. I visit Chevra to give her a gift, and she gives me a diner apron back. Doesn't she look cute in these glasses? I go say hi to Wisp, and I'll find his pieces. Flo and Roswell are hanging out. I don't know how she got up here. I trapped him alone up here on purpose. My cousin is back in town, and I know this famous painting is the real deal. I also pick up a fragrance diffuser while I'm here. I find today's fossils and donate a Megacero torso, which I apparently found 2 of. I find a couple spirit pieces with ease, but have trouble with the last one. Also, a Newton's cradle fell from a tree. I'm missing some rarer fish from this season, but here's one now. A sturgeon. Octavian stops me to teach me bewilderment. After quite a bit of searching, I catch and deliver the 5 spirit pieces back to Wisp, earning me gears. Cool, I guess. I craft an outdoor bath and a frozen bed before putting the outdoor bath by the campsite. Have a little camp and a soak? Sounds nice to me. After picking up a red brick wall from the recycling bin, I have a surprisingly big shopping spree because of the Lunar New Year items. On a whim, I talk to Isabel only to learn Flavortown is finally 3 stars. It certainly took a bit, but KK Slider is on his way. It's a big day for Flavortown. Agent S has moved and KK Slider is performing. I remember seeing the show for the first time and really feeling the love I have for video games, and reminiscing on all the memories I've had with the Animal Crossing franchise. Maybe this is a casual game, and yes, it has a lot to be desired, but playing in a way that keeps me wanting to come back to the game every day has been such a joy. I can't wait to see what happens with this 12-part series. With the concert over, I find Nook outside my home with a copy of Welcome Horizons. I may not always like him, but we are stuck together. He gives me the Island Designer app on my phone, beginning the hardest part of this game for me, designing the island. That'll come way later. For now, iceberg flooring from a balloon. I find a moldy dress in the recycling bin. Who keeps throwing all their clothes in here? I pick up KK Soul and a Nintendo Switch from Nook Shopping. What can I say? I love a gimmick villager. Today's bottle has a Cosmos shower. Roswell stops to show me the heartbreak reaction. Trust me, I already know this one, buddy. I already know it. I grab some chartreuse wrapping paper and donate a saber-tooth skull to Blathy. Twiggy's making cherry speakers, and I experiment with more flower breeding. Chevra gives me a conductor's jacket after I give her a gift. The Able Sisters trauma dump on me before I pick out an outfit I wish I'd had the confidence to wear outside. My storage is super full, so Mabel hands some stuff back to me. I need to upgrade my house ASAP. Chez moi, I craft a silo, iron wall lamp, potted ivy, cardboard chair, and deer decoration just for funsies. At the museum, Blathers tells me I have found a genuine famous painting, meaning I've foiled red yet again. What would have been another gift exchange with Norma has yielded a garden gnome, which I will be using for mischief much later. At Nook's Cranny, I buy a cushion, then for the first time, buy out the walls and flooring. It is as tedious and as boring as I thought it would be. So sorry, more crafting today. Frozen tree, tire stack, bone door plate. Billy extorted money out of me for a cute chair. Lucky I need this item, you know, good goat. I chopped my newly grown bamboo to get bamboo pieces, and I make a bamboo speaker and a hearth which I place on the beach. I'm just passing my crafts out at this point. Flo gives me a dynamic tank top as a thanks. I don't know what makes it dynamic. Today was the start of the Lunar New Year, so happy very late Lunar New Year to everyone. Also, I can enact ordinances now, which I won't do for a very long time. Also, I can go on a boat. Yay for boats! I pop a balloon with a sewing machine before grabbing the DIY for golden dishes from Allie. I find Blathers thinking this evening. He wants me to find his old friend Brewster, who might be out looking for gyroids. Brewster makes a mean cup of coffee, so I have to bring him to Flavortown. Blathers gives me Brewster's photo, which I will be keeping for myself. I decide to sell my turnips for a bit of profit, and with that extra money, I finish building this bridge. I put Brewster's photo in my streaming room, then say Happy Lunar New Year to Twiggy and Flo. Welcome to Cap'n's boat rides. Once a day, for 1,000 Nook miles, Cap'n can take me to a random island. Plus, he'll sing the whole way there. And back. I ask this mysterious pigeon if he knows Brewster. Luckily, and embarrassingly, this is Brewster. He gives me a gyroid fragment and says he'll see me around. Okay. I gather some resources and find an oil barrel bathtub DIY before returning, with a song, to Flavortown. When I get back, I bury the gyroid fragment I found and the one Brewster gave me and water them. Tomorrow, they'll be full gyroids. Another item series I want to collect all of. I try to head into shop, but Roswell is exactly in my way. I pick out some new clothes anyway. Blathers hears about my conversation with Brewster and says he needs to spend tomorrow updating the museum to build a cafe. From Nook's shopping, I grab a tie-dye t-shirt, Hoy tee, and paisley bandana before clearing out Kix's inventory. He sells shoes. Get it? Kix. While diving, I find my first snow crab, then buy a freezer, wall clock, moss ball, and coffee cup. Turns out I can use the freezer to hide change clothes. I crafted quite a few things before giving Flo a gift, and she gave me a protein shaker bottle, which I gave straight to Billy for a simple parka. Jocks need all the protein they can get. This frozen snowboy gave me the DIY for the frozen treat set. With Nook Miles, I picked up several permits for the arch tile path, brick path, and dark dirt path. Designing is coming sooner than I'm ready for. Isabel reminds me that the museum is closed today. I miss Blathers already. I've been stretching enough to be sent a Nook Ink yoga mat. Kinda wish I had one in real life. It makes sense that Allie would wear a fedora. Flo's making a golden gear tower and gives me the DIY. This penguin might be up to something. I dig up the gyroid fragments to find a xylophoid and a bendoid. I have plans for these guys. Label's back, and she wants me to show her a comfy outfit. She gives me a layered t-shirt to get started. I'm gonna use my gyroids as another way to populate the island. Look, it's like they're at the bonfire. I shot down a tapestry before buying more clothes than usual from Nook shopping. I changed into the comfiest of outfits and was rewarded with the label coat. I bought a clothesline pole from Rex because he needed the money. Then Norma hit me with a "you can't sit with us," so I took my hurt feelings to a Cap'n Island. It's a vines and glowing moss island. I will be looting everything here. I even found a new DIY for glowing moss flooring. I do not want that in my house. A new snowboy teaches me how to make another 3-tiered snow person. How odd. I craft a wooden block bookshelf, swinging bench, and wooden fish to knock a couple more crafts out. On the beach, I learn a DIY for an iron wall rack before learning the intense reaction from Allie. I pick up an outdoor generator from the cranny and run into Chevra at the Able Sisters. This goat reminds me of my friend, so I like her more now. Also, given the opportunity, I prep for a Hamilton cosplay in the future. It's the end of the first month of the year, and happily the Roost, the cafe above the museum, opens today. And I can see the northern lights. Pretty. Chevra almost makes me cry, so I decide to water. Damn it. My orange tulips have produced a black tulip, which is a great step, but it's time for another Sea Sports challenge with CJ. I learned how to make an ironwood chair from a bottle in front of a gorgeous background. The fishing challenge was no sweat, and CJ is more than happy to ask Flick to make a collectible with my football fish. Blathers is beyond grateful that I found Brewster. And I'm grateful that he'll identify, take my donations like this iguanodon tail, and run the museum without any funding at all. I drink my first coffee from Brewster, and it is delicious. I will be back here all the time. I purchased the waterscaping permit with my Nook miles. I'm very bad at terraforming, so keep your expectations low, but it will be happening. I buy some stuff at Nook Shopping before picking up brown wrapping paper from the Nooklings. I litter, then head to another cabin island. There are a bunch of potato plants here, and I take 5 of them home after learning the brown herringbone wall recipe. Sable likes me enough to give me some of her patterns that I can use on customizable furniture. She's so sweet. I'm happy to give her a load of money for new clothes every day. This sky balloon had the iceberg wall DIY. YouTube influenced me. I saw that giant clams are good gifts to give to villagers, so I will be doing just that. Right after digging up a boomoid. In exchange for clams, I get a lettered cap, diner chair, business suit coat, and a down ski jacket. I decide to end this first month with some much needed stretching. According to ACNH Pocket Guide, I've gotten 920 out of 8,617 items collected, including songs, villagers, bugs, all of it. That's about 10.6% of everything collected. With 11 months to go, I'm pretty happy about that. My achievements don't look half bad either. This video took so long to make, and if you've made it this far, think about giving it a like and subscribing. Thank you again for all the support. I hope you'll see me next time. Be kind to each other.